it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's the coach here for an early morning edition of Brothers and Bets, and I'm here joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marley Betts. Marley, what's going down with you?
Hey, what's going down? Cooling, man. Getting ready for these little early bowl games we got coming up next couple hours. Christmas time, tis the season, as they say.
Tis the season to make money or get emotionally drained, like I did last night, and I had what they called a mental sick day. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of those type of excuses because at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, man up. But nah, bro. If you watched Arizona versus Tennessee last night, you can go on Twitter. You can Google that game, and you'll see how terrible the goddamn officiating was in that game. To where Marley called me saying, "You ready for the show?" And all he probably heard was,
That's all I
gotta call you back.
That's literally. I was laughing too, like because my wife was sitting right in front of me.
Right now, let me call you back.
Terrible call.
Man,
when you text me, I'm emotionally drained. I was so high. I was so high. I looked at that hoe for a minute before I replied back.
Oh, I was pissed.
I had a whole bunch of shit in that hoe at first. I was like, bro, we just talked about missing bowl season. Erase that hoe.
I didn't care.
Erase that hoe.
I didn't. I did not care. I really didn't care. I really did not care. I went to sleep at 9:20, so I got some good full of sleep, but I didn't drink no coffee or anything. I was that mad yesterday, bro. Like, I was heated. Like, heated. You know what I'm saying? And now somebody's calling me from Stafford, so they're gonna have to wait. Yeah, man, I was heated. It was just draining, bro. Like, and then if you also saw like Tennessee. If you saw, the game was just, bro, all of the starters had 5 to 4. Like 3 of the starters fouled out. The other 2 had 4. The other 2 had 4 fucking fouls. It was 28 fouls to 16, bro. That game was the only reason Tennessee was in the mix was because of the referees. You know what I'm saying? Like, the referees were in the mix, bro, and it pissed me off. Like, I was like, bro, I'm done. Like, I gotta go to sleep. Like, I'm like, I'm not feeling this. Okay, I'm upset. Like, I was done, bro. Like, for real. I wasn't with it. But anywho, I'm back. Minnesota, they had a little tip. He hit a buzzer beat. I take Minnesota when they were down, just money line. 5 seconds left on the clock in the first half. He shoots it. He gets it off, and they called it good. They go to the booth, review it, and it was not enough evidence to overturn it. So then that was another deal. And then something else happened. Oh, end up taking who was that? Who was up big? Somebody was up big. U of H. They were up by like 40. And I took them minus 33 and a half. And then they gave up a quick 5-0 run. And then boom, hit a 3 at the end. I took 33 and a half, hit a 3 at the end. Boom. And the cat was from Missouri City, Texas. Shout out to the Mo. And boom. Like, after that, I was like, I'm done. F this. I'm going to sleep. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do nothing. I'm going to sleep. But other than that, how you do yesterday? How was the bowl week?
Yesterday was a bad day yesterday. Week 1, ultimately, my record doesn't show. It wasn't as bad as it really seemed because the plays that we did hit was or the plays that I did personally, they were money line underdog plays, like
Okay.
the Western Kentucky, and then I took some L's in between. Let me see. So the Toledo started with the loss, and then Coastal didn't cover. I think all the games won, but they didn't cover. Well, not won, but they didn't cover. Coastal don't cover. Fresno State don't cover. BYU loses, but then Utah State money line. I mean, not Utah State. Excuse me. Yeah, Utah State money line against Oregon State. I wish I knew our boy name from the YouTube who was questioning it. Who was really
Utah State.
looking for
Yeah.
validation for his play.
Yeah. Did we ever go
Yeah.
and reply back to Buddy?
I personally did, nigga. I replied that night, nigga. I was waiting for the last 3 minutes to reply, like, just hold on, money line. Just hold on. I know the 7 is good, but hold on for that money line. So that was like +2 something. So once I, that helped me right. Made up for the losses I had that day. Then UL came through and covered at the end. So I ended the night good. You know what I'm saying? But it was a damn sure rough start.
Yeah. Oh,
KB was good.
best joke. Oh yeah, you did put best joke all year. Utah money line. Jesus Christ, I appreciate it. Oh man, that's funny. But we got some early action games going on, and I do need to cut this film up. So if you're ready, we could jump right into it. But real quick, on the year, I'm at 67, 53 and 1. Marley's at 112, 93 and 3. Flat Top's at 64,
91 and 3.
Yes. Flat Top's at 64, 67 and 1 on the year. So let's jump right into it. We got some early action on this Christmas Eve. We got North Texas Mean Green taking on Miami Ohio Redhawks. North Texas is 6-6 on the year, 9-3 against the spread, while the Redhawks they're 6-6 on the year, 5-7 against the spread. This game is kicking off at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time at the Toyota Stadium. This line opened up in favor of, This line opened up in favor of Miami, Ohio, -4.5. Right now, that line's as a consensus is -2.5. The total opened up at 52.5, and right now that line's at 55.5. So there are some spots that do have it at 55 even. Let's get to some quick injury reports for the Frisco Football Classic Bowl. North Texas shorter wide receiver, he's out indefinitely. Bush, the wide receiver, he's out. Running back Addy Wade III, he is out for the season, but that's not the guy that's carried the load for them. Miami, Ohio, running back Bester, he is questionable for today's game, and they also lost Johnson earlier in the season. North Texas is coming off a big underdog victory against UTSA, who was undefeated at the time. They won 45-23. Miami, Ohio lost to Kent, who lost the other day in the bowl game, 48-47 in a overtime loss. Get to these actual facts. North Texas 6-0 against the spread in the last 6 games. They're 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games, so they are on a five-game win streak. They're 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games this season as well. They're 0-6 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing in the month of December. The over has hit 5 out of the last 6 whenever North Texas plays on a Thursday. But they're only 3-17 straight up in the last 20 games when playing as an underdog. Miami, Ohio's actual factuals. The overs hit 4 out of the last 6 games. They're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games. They're 0-7 straight up in the last 7 games when playing against a Conference USA opponent. The unders also hit 5 out of the last 5 whenever they're playing in the month of December. They're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games when played on a Thursday, and they are 1-5. Oh no, let me not do that because that's not an accurate actual factual. But yeah, we got North Texas taking on Miami, Ohio. Marley, what's the play?
Man, our little MAC teams have been letting us down.
The Macs have not won
this
at
bowl
all
season.
this bowl game.
It's just the one they do it. Um, North Texas is coming off a 5 game. I mean, they're 6-6 on the season, but they just coming off 5 straight wins, including, as you mentioned, the upset against UTSA. Um, I like North Texas here to stay on the streak. I'm kind of going with coach's philosophy, as I always say when I mention this. The team that's hot versus the team that's not. North Texas is definitely a hot team, and 2 of those wins I think are pretty good wins. Like I said, Coach brought up UTSA 45-23. I think from what I just saw from UTEP, the UTEP win 20-17 is also a good win. Now, both of these wins were at home, and the defense has been playing lights out in those 5 wins. They gave up 23 to UTSA, which is a high-powered offense, 7 to FIU, 17 to UTEP, 14 to USM, and 24 to Rice in overtime. I think the defense is going to continue to stay hot. I'm not believing in the MAC teams as much as we rock with the MAC coach. But I'm not. I think I'd be a fool to keep putting my money on a conference that hasn't shown up to play yet. So I like North Texas here. I'm actually going to take them on the money line. Um, I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna rock with the defense and Ayun. He hasn't been playing great, but he hasn't been playing bad. So I guess that's just kind of the way
Well,
to word that.
well, when you have a running back that's going over 1,200 yards, 13 tackles, 13 touchdowns on the year, and Torrey, he doesn't have to do too much, And the defense is they're playing good ball when they really need to play good ball right now. So
Right.
Marley likes North Texas on the money line. I'm gonna have to join him right there. This is basically a home game for North Texas. This game is being played in Frisco, right outside of Dallas. I'm surprised they're not playing in the actual. Are they playing in the indoor stadium? Because they have 2 stadiums, so most likely they're probably going to be playing outside for this game. But this is a home game for North Texas. Miami, Ohio is having to travel, but they're used to this cold weather, as well as North Texas being way up there in the Panhandle. They're used to this as well. But I'm riding with the Texas boys. Like I said, the MAC has not have a good outing in those bowl games. A lot of these bowl games, they were favorites and they just did not show up and finish the game. So, my official play, I'm backing you up, Marley. I do like North Texas with the money line right here. The MAC, and the simple reason because one, North Texas trending up. They won their last 5 games of an impressive victory over UTSA, and the MAC is just going down right now. And one thing I always pay attention to whenever MAC teams are in the bowl game is when they're playing teams from the South, they never have a good showing. So my official play for this game is North Texas with the money line as well. Hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I know we've been off, holidays and birthdays and stuff like that, but we will get back on it. We still have to do our NFL show. We got a Thursday night action tonight between the 49ers and the Titans tonight. But right now we're talking at college football. So our evening game for this Christmas Eve is a Florida Bowl. Now UCF has a chance to back up all that talk they've always talking about. They run the state of Florida and all that. So they're going to get their chance tonight in the Union Home Mortgage Bowl against the Florida Gators. UCF 8-4 on the year, 4-8 against the spread, while the Florida Gators are 6-6 on the year, 3-9 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Florida -6.5, and right now that line's at -7. The total opened up at 57.5. Right now that line's at 55. There are some spots that do have it at 56. Injury reports are opt-outs right now. UCF, we already know Dylan Graber, he transferred. He has found himself a new home. Quarterback Harvey, he was out for the season. So they're really dealing with a freshman quarterback for this game for UCF. Florida, defensive lineman Carter, he is out for this game. Emory Jones is probable for this game, and we all know quarterback Richardson, he's out with the knee injury for this game as well. Last time we saw UCF, they won't beat South Florida in the rivalry game 17-13, while Florida beat Florida State in their rivalry game 24-21. So let's get to these actual factuals right now. But UCF, UCF 4-10 against the spread in the last 14 games. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games this season. 3-17 straight up in the last 20 games when playing against a SEC conference opponent. The overs hit 5 out of the last 7 games whenever UCF plays in the month of December, and they are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing on a Thursday. Florida, action factuals, they're 0, and I mean 0-6 in the last 6 games against the spread. The unders hit 6 out of the last 9 games. They're 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games. They're 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 games. The overs hit 7 out of the last 8 games against an American Athlete Conference opponent. And the total has gone over 8 out of the last 9 games when played in the month of December. So, Florida, UCF, it's going down in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. A little bit of bragging rights right now. Marley, what's the play?
Oh man, these your boys, right? Are they still your boys? Or
UCF, no? Yeah, I fuck with them.
You put me on UCF, man. I don't know how long ago, Coach. You put me on UCF, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I used to be a big Florida fan, Gator fan, but this has not been a good year for the Gators, man. There's a lot of shit going on over there. I like UCF plus the points. I think it's too many points. I don't see them getting a touchdown better than Central Florida. I know you said it's a freshman quarterback, but man, we in what month are we in? December.
Yeah,
your boy's still a freshman. I don't think he's a freshman no more.
Nah, not really.
You know what I'm saying? We 16.
Well, this is the third stringer.
I mean, okay, so I'm not, the competition can be questionable because we're talking about an SEC team in Florida, right? But he's still thrown for over 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions with only 6 interceptions. His QBR is still 75 versus non-conference. So, I mean, I assume that got to count for something. And with what we've been seeing out of Florida, and it's not like this is new. This is what we've been seeing out of Florida all season this year. The defense is giving up 26.6 a game. I think it's just too many points. We talking about they lost to South Carolina 40-17, Coach. They lost to a Mizzou team. Like, Florida not supposed to be losing to these teams. I'll take UCF plus the points. I know King is a freshman. I get it. And then even Richardson at tailback, he's averaging 6.9 yards per carry. So it's a lot on this offense. I think they'll score. I also like the over because I'm not a big fan of Florida's defense. I don't think they're going to be able to just completely shut down UCF's offense. So a whole touchdown to spot them, I think that's too many points. So I like UCF plus the 7. I also like the over 55.5, both official plays for your boy.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go the other way. I've followed this UCF team all year long. It's really about who's motivated. Now I know Mullins, he isn't no longer over there at Florida, but I'm still looking at the recruits.
Yeah.
Compared to Gus Malzahn's wacky little offense and
is Florida the more talented team? Yes.
Absolutely. And I don't know, even if some of the older players aren't motivated, a lot of the younger players for Florida who are getting a chance to play will be motivated. And then there's some in-state rivals. There's some in-states. A lot of these guys play ball together, and UCF has been talking that shit, for the last couple of years about we run the state of Florida, we the new da-da-da-da-da. So I'm expecting Florida to come out and play. I do like that first half, Florida, but I think the SEC and Florida will start to dominate towards the end of the game, and I think they'll be able to cover this. It takes a little time to get Florida's UCF style of play, but the way they go tempo, you can see a lot of 3 and outs on there, and this is going to be nothing that this quarterback has ever seen before as far as this defense. That's going on field.
Wow. Especially the defense. What the defense is giving up 26 points a game.
Right, against SEC opponents,
I mean,
not
Samford
American
put up
athlete.
52, coach.
Sanford.
Samford, not
What
Stanford.
week was it? Sanford. What week was that?
November 13th in the end of the season.
Again, a lot of these kids played ball against each other.
UCF will be just as motivated.
So
I
we
think
will
they'll be
shall
more
see.
motivated, personally, because they're the smaller school going up against
Now,
the big
here's
one.
another thing. A lot of these guys still on this staff for Florida, they have played against Gus Malzahn's offense for years. When they were at Mississippi State,
Yeah.
like years. So they know what he likes to do. Gus Malzahn hasn't switched it up, but I'm riding with Florida as an official play for this one, minus the 7, and that is final. So this will be a good game to chill back and relax and watch tonight. So kind of excited
Over is
about
good
this.
money.
Hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Betts. We are here early morning trying to get these games in. Now let's jump into this next game. Are we sure that's the line right now? Memphis
8.5. Yep, I updated the lines this morning.
Okay. So let's jump right into this. Memphis taking on Hawaii. There's a lot of stuff going on in this one, which has determined why that line is that high. Memphis Tigers 6-6 on the year, 4-8 against the spread, while the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors are 6-7 on the year, 5-7-1 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Memphis -3, and that line has since then jumped up to 8.5. The total opened up at 61 and now it's at 55. Oh, excuse me. Injury reports real quick for Memphis. Austin III, he downgraded to out for this game. Defensive back Blake Jr. is questionable for this game. Gunnar, he's been out all season. Ivory, the wide receiver for Memphis, he's questionable as well. Thomas, the running back, he is doubtful for this game as well. And Kemp, the kicker, he's questionable. Now for Hawaii, they don't have any injuries listed, but Day Hunter transferred, which is like their everything. And the quarterback, who was the leading rusher and the leading passer. Yeah, he is gone as well. And there's a lot of stuff going on in-house with this Hawaii squad to where they don't like their head coach. But we'll get to that. Well, I'll get to that unless Martin is
take it away, sir.
Game. Memphis, actual factors, they're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. They're unders hit 11 out of the last 16. They're 3-6 straight up in the last 9 games. They're 0-9 against the spread in the last 9 games on the road. 2-7 against the spread in the last 9 games this season. They're 2-7 against the spread in the last, 0-9 against the spread in the last 9 games on the road, 2-7 against the spread in the last 9 games this season. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 in the month of December, and they're 17-3 straight up in the last 20 games when playing as a home favorite. So we get to the actual factuals for Hawaii. The total's gone over 4 out of the last 6. They're 13-5 straight up in the last 18 games at home. Where is this game being played at?
Hawaii.
It is in Hawaii. So they're 13-5 straight up in the last 18 games at home. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 in the month of December. They're 1-6 straight up in the last 7 games when played on a Friday, and the unders hit 10 out of the last 15 whenever Hawaii is playing as a dog. So Memphis versus Hawaii. I can kind of start it off right now. Yes. For this game, Cordero, he has left. Day Hunter, he has left. It's a lot of other players who have left, which is a reason why the injury reports have not come out. There's a lot of internal issues. A lot of those players do not fool with this head coach. They don't like him. They have petitioned against him. It's a lot of confusion and just the program's at a disarray right now. Now, though, I got to give it to them. They are on a 2-game winning streak, winning 50-45 against Colorado State and 38-14 against Wyoming, who we saw beat the dog crap out of and had their way against Kent State in the second half. And Tulane's coming out. Memphis is coming off a 33-28 victory against Tulane. But this Hawaii team, a lot of players are upset. I don't think they'll come out and play, though they are home. That may be something they may want to play for a lot of these seniors, but your two top stars on the offensive side of the ball, they have left the team already. And, my thing is, are they going to be motivated? I don't think so. I like Memphis here. 8.5 is a lot of points, but now they're going with a different quarterback, and they got to find somebody who's going to be able to run the ball and be elusive on a lot of these, plays. Because Day Hunter, he did it all. So I'm going to take Memphis with the points for this game. Should be a blowout. They should be excited to be able to fly to Hawaii and enjoy that weather for the holidays instead of being in Memphis where it's probably snowing right now. So
Really cold.
my official play is Memphis minus 8.5. Marley, what you got?
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. If it ain't snowing, it's definitely cold. So it's probably gonna feel good to go to Hawaii, hang out, get all the little perks, be on the beach, maybe knock down some little Hawaiians. Then should be an easy victory. I mean, like you said, Mr. Day Hunter, and he was all world, including the quarterback, Cadero. I think that's how you pronounce it. Cadero.
You said it right the first time, Cadero.
Cadero. Without those two guys, I don't know who's going to produce. You're probably going to have a quarterback that hasn't played much all season. I'm not sure about the backup running back, but like you said, Mr. Hunter was all world to that team. 8 is a lot, but this Memphis offense can put up points, so it's gonna be hard I think it's personally gonna be hard for Hawaii to keep up. So I'm right there with you. I'm on the 8.5. I might lean under because I don't know. I'm not sure what Hawaii is putting out there offensively. And on top of everything, like you said, coaches' problems. I don't know if how motivated are they going to be? Like, and then once things start going downhill, like, if things start going downhill, like, are they going to be motivated to fight back, or are they going to just lay down? Like, this shit was a wash. Hunter not here. Cordero, I knew we was going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't like this coach. Let's just get him fired.
Good luck with that. You just got on.
At home, yeah. So, it's just too much going on with Hawaii. So, I'm right there with you, Coach. I'm on Memphis minus 8.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Last bowl game, bowl week 1, I went 4-3. Marley went 3-5. So we're looking to bounce back. Overall record 67-53-1 on the year, while Marley's at 112-91-3 on the year. And of course, you see Flat Top's numbers there. He should be back next week to give us some plays. It's kind of my fault and Marley's fault this week. Because he passed out, and the other day I passed out, and then yesterday I had a mental sick day. So, let's get on. Oh, he's watching. What's up, Flat Top? So
Flat Top, what's up?
He should be back next week, man. Monday, we should get right back into it. But let's get on our Saturday action. We got the Tax X Camellia Bowl. I know I said that wrong. Between Georgia State and Ball State, this game is going down in Alabama. Let's get to these notes real quick. Georgia State Panthers 7-5 on the year, 8-4 against the spread, while Ball State Cardinals are 6-6 on the year, 4-8 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Georgia State minus 1.5, and right now that line's at -6. The total opened up at 48.5. Right now that line's at 51. Excuse me. The last time we seen these guys out, Georgia State, they are on a 3-game winning streak. They beat Coastal 42-40. They beat Arkansas State 28-20, and they beat Troy 37-10 in their last outing. While Ball State, they beat Buffalo 20-3. There are no injury reports listed right now for Georgia State, but for Ball State, offensive lineman Cook, he's questionable. Linebacker Martin, he's questionable as well. And Evans, the running back, he is questionable also. Get to these actual factions for Georgia State. They're 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6 games. They're 6-1 straight in the last 7 games. The unders also hit 4 out of the last 5 games this season. They're 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games when played on a Saturday. 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games when playing as a favorite. And 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games when playing on the road on a Saturday. Actual factuals for Ball State: they're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 5. There's 13-6 straight up in the last 19 games. The unders also hit 5 out of the last 6 games this season. They're 10-4 against the spread in the last 14 games when playing as an underdog, and they're 4-11 against the spread in the last 15 games when playing on a Saturday at home. But they're not at home, so don't even worry about that statistic. But Ball State taking on the Georgia State Panthers. Marley, what's the play?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm kind of with our boy Great. I'm not fucking with these MAC teams anymore. I'm on Georgia State minus the 6. I think they're gonna run the ball down fucking Ball State's throat. That defense, we already know how MAC defenses hold up, and it's not very well at all. And Georgia State, they won 4 out of their last 5 games. Including and the loss that they have is to the conference champs on the road at Louisiana, 21-17. Good loss. Then they come back after that and beat, and you know how I feel about Coastal Carolina at Coastal Carolina, 42-40. Other than that 40, the defense has only given up 21 to UL, 14 to Georgia Southern, 20 to Arkansas State, 10 to Troy in their last game. Meanwhile, Ball State, they've lost 3 out of their last 5. They did beat Buffalo, but before that, they were coming off 2 losses. And only got a win against Akron, one of the worser teams in the MAC, and came off a loss against Miami of Ohio. They're only averaging 24 points a game, but they're giving up 26 points a game. I just like Georgia State in the rushing attack here. Granger, he's not the best quarterback, but he doesn't really turn the ball over a whole lot. He doesn't really throw it a whole lot either. But 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, dual threat. Greg averaging over 5 yards a carry, 6 when you do against non-conference opponents. I'm gonna take Georgia State minus the 6. I just think they're gonna run the ball down Ball State's throat. Honestly, they're the more physical team. And I'm just staying away from MAC teams because from what I've seen thus far, the MAC has not shown well against other conferences.
The memo right now is fade the MAC. That's the memo right now. Fade the MAC, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. No questions being asked. I ain't got nothing. I am not going to harp too much on it. Everything Marley said. I like the way Granger plays. He's not a turnover machine. He does take care of the ball. He will tuck that ball and run it if he is in trouble or if he's going to get some good coverages. So I like Georgia State. Again, we're talking about down south. We in Alabama. Ball State's traveling, all the way here down south. And the memo is fade the MAC. I'm right there with you. Now, I do like Plitt. I used to – I made a lot of money with this team last year, but it's a different time. And again, one of my philosophies is these MAC teams, when they play against teams from the South, no bueno. So I'm on Georgia State as well, minus the 6 official play. And that might actually be the lock. There's gonna be some scoring. But I look for Georgia State to clamp down in the fourth quarter and take care of business and get out of there and cover the spread. So this should be a pretty good game. This is going to be a pretty good game on Christmas Day after everybody open up the presents. The kids are doing their thing, to kind of just sit back, get a little bit in your system and just chill, So,
get a little sauced.
You feel me? So that is our official plays. And hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Betts. And let's get on to our Monday, early morning Monday action. I'm talking about early morning. I'm talking about 10 a.m. our time games, which is perfect. Wake up and just turn the TV on.
Hey, this can either this one of those games. You can either start the day great, or you can have a rough morning.
Yes, sir. So it's going down in the Quick Lane Bowl, and I'm pretty sure this game is going on in Detroit, Michigan. So, like I'm saying, I'm pretty sure this is going to be in the Dome. This is Western Michigan's territory, so this is going to be an interesting game. Western Michigan Broncos are 7-5 on the year, 6 5-6-1 against the spread, while the Wolfpack of Nevada, they're 8-4 on the year, 8-4 against the spread. Get to these. This line opened up in favor of West of Nevada -7.5, and since then it has flipped to -7 in favor of Western Michigan. The total's at 65.5. It opened up at 65.5, and right now it's at 56. So something definitely is going on in this game. Injury reports right now for Western Michigan. Gardner, defensive back, he is questionable for this game. Tight end Torres is questionable, and wide receiver Crooms is questionable also. As for Nevada, here we go. So Strong, he was the starting quarterback, threw over 4,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. He has left the team, so he is out for this game. And wide receiver Turner, he is out as well. So there you have it. That's why this line has significantly jumped the way it is. Western Michigan last out, they won 42-21 against NIU, and Nevada won 52-10 against Colorado State. Get to these actual factuals. Western Michigan 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 7. They're 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games this season. 2-9 straight up in the last 11 games played in December, and 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. When playing as a favorite. Nevada 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games. The overs hit 8 out of the last 11. They're 14-6 straight up in the last 20 games. The overs hit 7 out of the last 10 games this season. 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games against a Mid-American Conference opponent. 9-2 against the spread in the last 11 games were played in the month of December. And they overs hit 6 out of the last 8 games when playing as an underdog. So Nevada taking on Western Michigan. Marley, what's the play?
All right, so we've been preaching fade the Mac, right? This whole show, fade the Mac. All right, this is not the game that we're going to fade the Mac though. Can't fade them every single play. And it was if Strong was playing, I'm taking the points in Strong. I think they can win outright. But without Strong, I mean, you gave out his numbers: over 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Like, he was the guy for this team. Now you're talking about a guy that hasn't played all season. I don't even know who the backup is, but he's going into Michigan, which is pretty much going to be virtually a home game for Western Michigan. And Ellaby, the quarterback for Western Michigan, isn't a pushover. I actually think he's a pretty good goddamn quarterback. I just don't know what happened to this team. I made a lot of money off this team last year.
Me too.
But I don't really know what happened this year. They still ended the year 7-5. But Ellaby's thrown for 21 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, but over 2,000 yards. They're averaging 30 points a game. And they beat NIU, which was actually one of the MAC teams that actually didn't NIU win their bowl game. One of the only teams that did win their bowl game. They do have some ugly losses, but I can't back a team that's going into a bowl game without pretty much like the same situation with Hawaii. So I'm going to take Western Michigan. It's a home game.
No. This ain't the same situation. He just declared to go to the league.
Well, I'm saying
Hawaii players have turned.
No, I mean as far as him not playing. That's all I'm saying. Not the situation that's a reason why.
And NIU didn't win that bowl game. Remember, they went against Coastal Carolina. They were competitive. They were the most competitive out of all the MAC teams, but they lost 41-47.
I think I'm going to ride with. It's a home game, practically a home game for Western Michigan. And just the absence of Strong, that's big to me. No
it
quarterback.
Is big.
So I'm going Western Michigan.
All right. You taking them with the points?
Yeah, minus the 6.5.
It's 6.5. All right. So Marley likes Western Michigan minus the 6.5. I'm sorry. I've seen this Western Michigan team play. I've seen this Nevada team play.
Nevada's good.
Granted, no Strong, but you still got a senior quarterback, Nate Cox, who did get a lot of playing time in garbage time on the year. He's still going to be surrounded by a lot of these athletic weapons, and I am a fan of the head coach for Nevada. So I'm sorry, this Western Michigan team, they just aren't inconsistent. LB has been inconsistent this year, and this Nevada team is good. Now, Cox, he has had time to prepare for this game. He's still surrounded by a lot of weapons that help Strong look really good and go over 4,000 yards in passing. Yep. I'm still going to ride with them. I'm not going to take, I'm not going to take a money line, but I will take them plus the 6.5. And I will not be surprised if they win this game outright. Because again, Western Michigan is inconsistent, man. They are inconsistent, and I'm saying on the MAC. I'm fading the MAC. I don't care. I'm fading the MAC.
Nothing is 100%, man. They go win one.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take Nevada. Hopefully Cox, being a senior, being in that system for however many years he's been there, I have faith that he'll be able to do something. Now, it'd have been different if we talking about a freshman or a sophomore, going in the mix. But we're talking about a senior who's stayed in the program, who's been a part of the program, and is still surrounded by those weapons at Nevada. So I'm taking Nevada's plus the 6.5. And again, people, I might sprinkle some, depending on how I have for the weekend, I might sprinkle some on Nevada, man. In the dome, Nevada going to be amped up playing in the dome. You know what I'm saying?
I was on the money line if Strong was playing. But
right, me too.
No Strong got me off of it. I agree with you as far as the inconsistency of Western Michigan. But with that being said, inconsistency does mean sometimes they good. So I catch them. It don't mean they bad all the time. It just means they're not good as much as they should be. So got time to prepare. You want to go out with it on top with a win. This is virtually a home game for you, Western Michigan. So I'm going with that. Like I said, I get it. Granted, he is a senior, but his playing time, like you said, came in garbage time, and it's on the road. It's like taking a rookie on the road, or a backup, not maybe a rookie, but a backup, your number 2 guy on the road in a big time bowl game. I'll take the starter.
All right. So Marley, he likes Western Michigan. We're on opposite ends of that spectrum for that game. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That is Marley Betts. Bowl season record right now 4-3. Marley's at 3-5. So we're definitely looking to improve that over this week. And let's get to our last game that we're going to cover for today. We got the Military Bowl, which is going down. Which is going down, ladies and gentlemen, in Maryland, Annapolis, Maryland. So the weather is going to be up there, but both of these teams are used to it. Boston College is used to it a little bit more than East Carolina. But let's get right into it. East Carolina, they are 7-5 on the year, 7-5 against the spread. And Boston College 6-6 on the year, 6-6 against the spread as well. This line opened up in favor of Boston College -1. That line has since moved to -3. The total opened up at 48.5. Right now, that line's at 52. There are some 51.5s out there. Injury reports: Boston College wide receiver White, he is questionable for this game. Tight end Barry, he is probable for this game as well. They did lose a couple of defensive players on the year, and the kicker, he was out. And East Carolina does not have any injury reports listed right now. Wake Forest beat Boston College 41-10 in their last outing. Then they lost to Florida State when they were a 3-point favorite, 26-23. East Carolina is coming off of a 35-13 loss against Cincy. They were very competitive in the first half. But before that, they was on a 4-game win streak against South Florida, Temple, Memphis, and Navy. So, they were trending up. Then they fell, before that to UCF and Florida. So, I mean, they had a pretty good year for East Carolina standards. Boston College, actual factors, 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games. The unders hit 7 out of the last 8. They're 2-6 straight up in the last 8 games. The unders also hit 4 out of the last 5 games this season. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against an opponent in the American Athletic Conference. The overs also hit 5 out of the last 5 games played in the month of December, and they're 9-1 when playing as a favorite in the last 10 games. East Carolina 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 games. The under hit 5 out of the last 7. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. 7-3 straight up in the last 10 games this year. They're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against an against an ACC conference opponent. They're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games this year, and 5-15 straight up in the last 20 games when playing as a underdog. So Marley, East Carolina taking on Boston College in the Military Bowl. What's the play?
I'm not gonna lie. I think Boston College is terrible. So that may skew my SBO. What's going down?
What up?
Skew my pick a little bit here, but I'm taking ECU and I'm taking them on the money line. They've been playing. Like I said, I don't think Boston College is a good team. Personally, but ECU's been playing pretty decent football for ECU, pretty good football in my opinion. They won 4 out of their last 5. You talked about their last loss against Cincinnati, in which the first half, like you said, they was real competitive. Before that, you got wins over Navy, over Memphis, over Temple, beat the shit out of Temple. We know what Temple is. Wins over USF. The offense is averaging 29 points per game. Mitchell, the running back. Excuse me, Keaton Mitchell, the running back, he got over 1,100 yards. He averaged 6.5 a carry. I just don't think this Boston College team is good at all. Hayers, the quarterback, my opinion, he's played better than way better than Grossel.
Grossel's been injured for most of the year, right?
I mean, I just don't like Boston College, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Got you.
I faded them a lot this season. I'm rocking with ECU on the money line. I just don't think this Boston College team is good. I don't think they should be favored, honestly.
All right. Well, Marley likes ECU minus ECU with the points or money line?
Money line.
All right. Marley likes ECU with the points. Yeah, I mean, they definitely are trending up versus down, but I like Boston College in this game. Excuse me. I like them on the money line. Again, Grosser has been out for a lot of these games, especially on a lot of these losses. Not in the middle of the season, but I still like the way they play offense, run. Pass, play action, hit the tight ends over the top. Hit them in the flats, hit them in the rollouts. I'm going to take Boston College here. Now, this East Carolina team, they have given me fits. I have seen them play pretty well this year. Quarterback Ellis, he is pretty good. I do give him that. But I'm gonna go with the team that's going to line up with the big boys and ground and pound in that cold weather. And the running backs, because they got a two-headed monster. Garrow, he isn't the only one who's leading that rushing attack. So that is my official play for this. I'm gonna take Boston College for the money line, not the points, just to win outright. 3 or less, we're going with that money line. Unless I want to really get greedy. So those are our plays on that game. So let's kind of do a quick recap. Marley, he likes N.Texas money line for this afternoon game, and for the evening game, he likes UCF +7 and the over 55.5. He also likes Memphis -8.5 for tomorrow's action. On Christmas Day, he likes Georgia State -6. And on Monday, he likes Western Michigan -6.5 and East Carolina on the money line to end that bowl week 2. Technically, those Monday games is part of week 3, but the way we're shooting our videos, we've included them into the week 2 action. As for myself, I like N.Texas money line this afternoon. I like Florida -7. I like Memphis -8.5 with everything that's going on in the Hawaii program. I like Georgia State -6 to win the game down in the South. I like Nevada +6.5 with the senior quarterback stepping in, surrounded by those weapons. I think they're going to win the game, but I'm going to take the 6.5. And then I like Boston College on the money line to end Monday night before we go to Monday Night Football. So those are our plays. We appreciate everybody tuning in. I want to talk about this one more time. NCAA, y'all need to look into that officiating crew. for that Tennessee-Arizona game. That was crazy. There's always one game a year in basketball that is like that, and it always seems that I'm always on the other end of the officiating. That was crazy. There, if you go to Twitter and tweet about that game and look up about that game, you will see people who were at the game who were Tennessee volunteer fans who were like, yeah, this is pretty bad, but I'm gonna just rock with it because our team is winning. That was some bullshit yesterday. Straight up bullshit. And y'all need to look into the officiating crew for that Minnesota versus Chicago. No, excuse me, Green Bay, Wisconsin game. At the first half, that you can't overturn a shot like that with not enough evidence after you said it was good. Now I understand they said, "Hey, count shot don't count," but come on, bro, that boy hit that shot, and y'all messed over a lot of people. And that at Tennessee, I was ready to fight somebody. Like if I would have saw any of my ops, I would have, man, it would have went down on sight for that game. That Tennessee Arizona game, that was a disgrace, bro. Like, and what kills me is they were down big. Arizona was down big. I give it to Tennessee. They came out on fire early. They were down, but they would get back to 5 and then boom, 8-0 run. Get back down to 5, boom, another 8-0 run for Tennessee. Get down to 4, boom, another run. And then the refs just started bailing them out, bro. Yeah, you saw that too, Flat Top. Man, it was terrible, bro. I was ready to fight, and that was one of the reasons why I had a mental sick day. Again, Marley called me. Hey man, what's up? Let me call you back.
Never call me back,
bro. Because if they win that
Never
game, boom, I'm at 16, and then I backed up and took Army just money line just to win 500. Boom, I would have ended the night with $2,100, man. Like, come on, dog. I needed that for Christmas. But that's spilled milk. We'll see how it goes today. What you got, open mic?
You know, I had Mizzou money line that game.
I ended up taking them like when when they kicked punted them during the last drive of Mizzou, I jumped on Mizzou money line.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even watch the game. I was watching the Matrix last night.
Oh, I heard it sucked. Jordan said it sucked. My boy Otis, he said it sucked. A lot of people said it sucked.
I don't know how to feel about it yet. The plot is dope, but the action wasn't as action packed.
It was like Bill and Ted remake.
It's kind of hard to explain. Like I say, the plot of the movie, I like the plot, but it wasn't a lot of action in it. And then it was
so let me ask you this: will there be a sequel to that? It has to be, right?
Yeah, probably so.
There has to be a sequel to that.
I want to see Spider-Man.
Flat Top. Oh, now that was a movie, boy. You want to spend some money? Go watch that.
We gonna see all Marvel. We gonna see all things Marvel.
Hey, so on college basketball today, I do like Stanford. I liked them yesterday when they played against Wyoming. I do like them to win today.
College basketball. I looked at some games. Let me see. Early games, I think I like Fairfield. I don't know. Gotta go look at it. So you like Stanford over Liberty?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You talking to me?
Yeah, that was weird, man. My computer just went out on me. I didn't leave the screen or nothing, did I?
No, I don't think so. I like Wyoming money line.
I'm looking at that Stanford. I like I was saying, my bad. I like Stanford. I liked Liberty yesterday, but I like that Stanford.
It's a dangerous play.
Which one, Stanford?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because Liberty can hoop.
So can Stanford. Shit.
Yeah, that's why I said it's dangerous. I don't be looking for dangerous. I
St.
want
John's is hooping against Bulla. Bulla is trash, man. So are these? There's not a lot of games on today, unless the website is just showing like these are
Nah,
all
that's
the
it.
games.
That's it. I might take a look at that Fairfield early, dog. I don't know though.
Man, what time the game start on that one? Who you like in that one?
I gotta look at it. I don't know yet.
Man, I fuck around. Just take Wisconsin first half. Just Wisconsin first half -6.
Wagner's good. Wagner's good.
Who's good? Wagner?
Yeah, but I think I like Fairfield, but Wagner is good, bro.
They don't even have a first half play for that game, I guess.
Nah, probably not.
I would rather take Wisconsin -6 against George Mason. In my opinion. That's just me.
Might just take Wagner.
Who you like tonight? Monday Night Football. Who you like? I mean Thursday night.
Who do I like Thursday? I don't know, man. I think I like the 49ers. They've been playing well. I faded Tennessee against the Steelers last week. They desperately need a win, but I don't know if they get it against this 49er team. They're playing good football as of late. Fighting for a playoff spot. Both teams fighting for a playoff spot. I gotta look at it. COVID's been fucking up the NFL roster. I gotta look at it.
Man, Tennessee, another team. Tennessee and them goddamn Raiders are on my shit list right now.
It's -3.5.
I might just go ahead because yeah,
I like that Wyoming play. I like it money line though. I'm not fucking around with 2.5.
So what time does that game start? That game starts at 5:30.
Wyoming. But let me get out of here, man. I got my wife just told me something.
Yeah, man.
It's time to go.
Yeah. We just about to hit our hour spot. They'll send us home then, motherfucker.
As always, good people, you know what it is. Good luck out there today. This is Brothers in Bets. That is the coach. I am Marley Betts. And let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field.